Hello class. I'd like to welcome you to module number 6, Oral Literature and Modernist Poets. So, here we will explore 2 folk tales and 2 modernist poems. And by modernist poem, that means it's a poem from the early 20th century. Oral literature refers to stories, poems, and songs that were passed down orally and not written down. So these tales don't have one specific author because no one knows where the story actually originated because it was passed down from generation to generation. The folk tales we are reading come from West Africa and the southern United States. The figure of Anansi from the West African folk tales originated with the Ashanti people in what is now Ghana. Anansi is a trickster. He uses trickery and not strength or violence to achieve his goals. In this story, he must capture the 3 animals designated by the sky gods so that he would be able to be master of all the stories. He must capture the hornets, the python, and the leopard. And he does all of that by using his smarts instead of violence. The second story, called All God's Children Have Wings, is set in the American South during the times of slavery. When their brutal treatment becomes unbearable, the people are able to magically fly away. This is a beautiful image of hope that one day they will be free from the slavery. Then we're going to move over to 2 modernist poets. We will look at the work of T.S. Eliot, who's from the United States and who later emigrated to England, and Pablo Neruda, a poet from Chile in South America. Both won Nobel Prizes for their work. T.S. Eliot's poem, The Love Song of J. Alfred Prufrock, is a dramatic monologue where our speaker faces this crippling insecurity of proposing to his lover. Except there's a twist. By the end, we realize instead of speaking to someone else, we discover Prufrock was really just talking to himself the whole time. Then, in the poem by Chilean poet Pablo Neruda, entitled I'm Explaining a Few Things, he depicts Madrid, the capital of Spain before and after the Civil War. At line 35, all of the descriptions change, where the poet states, and one morning, all that was burning. And the poem ends with the exclamation, come and see the blood in the streets. That is Neruda's answer to the question of why he does not write about, quote unquote, the great volcanoes of his native land. It's because there is violence that needs to be exposed. This is a very moving poem that effectively uses shock value to convey the horrors of war. So I look forward to seeing what you think of these folk tales and of these interesting poems, and I'll see you on the discussion board.